now officially classified as a post-tropical cyclone.
Post-tropical cyclone is not necessarily the morning forecast you want to hear on the morning of a race, but hey, it's a welcome change from the hot, dry, and dusty conditions we've been dealing with for the past few races. I said I needed to get more aggressive on the starts, and look at that whole shot. Chase did one lap, just couldn't get into it, so I'm going to focus on my race for this highlight video. That rear view cam is going to come in handy here. That's Johnny Crane right behind me with Ralph Braswell right behind him. This is SECCA Round 11 at Minooka Park in Jemison, Alabama. And as you saw, we're in for a wet day. It's not the most popular race on the SECCA schedule, but in my opinion, the course flows really well and I like it. That's David Brooks. Thanks for letting me by, David. David stopped at one of the bottlenecked hills near the end of the course to direct traffic and help everyone get past the bottleneck. He spent the whole race there and helped the entire field. You'll see more about that hill later in the video. Johnny and Ralph have been pushing for a mile or so I decided to let them by on the straightaway section. I need to fall in and try to keep up with their pace. Minooka Park is rocky, and it's a different type of rock than I've seen in other places. It's a type of sedimentary rock with a lot of layers and sharp edges that are just impossible to grip when it's wet. It looks like dirt in some places, but it's really not. That rock is just under the surface. Today is a single moto format, meaning all classes will run one 90-minute moto. It was initially going to be a split start format, but the organizers are trying to get the race into a short window of time before the heaviest rain starts. The course here just flows really well, especially in the first half, but the camera just doesn't show how slick these rocks are. Brandon Carter there. Thanks for letting me by, bud. That's Cole Huey. Thanks, Cole. Carson Bradley.
Stuff is split. Alright. Gotta loosen my grip. Get the feeling back in my hands.
I'm at the first big hill climb now, and it's stacked up with bikes. Get a little help from spectators showing me a line and get up without too much difficulty.
Help me out. Thank you.
The second hill climb is right before the finish, and it doesn't give any trouble on the first lap, but you might want to remember this hill. It gets a lot more interesting on the next lap. I'm at the end of the first lap, and I'm in 4th place in the C40 class. As I mentioned, this is a single moto format, so the AA guys start lapping me in this lap. That's Steve Nicholas III, or Little Steve. He's leading the overall points for the season for SECCA Racing. We put a SECCA camera on him earlier in the season at Cornerstone Ranch, and it's a great video over on the SECCA Racing YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that video in the description. Here comes Carter Bowens. He's actually wearing a SECCA Racing GoPro for this race, and you can see that video over on the SECCA Racing YouTube channel as well. I'll put a link to that video in the description too. Here comes Colby Yarborough, and yep, you guessed it. We put a SECCA GoPro on him for the Miller Creek race, where he won the overall and had that beta screaming. You'll find a link to that video with the others in the description. This is Peyton Attaway, and he usually runs a GoPro of his own at each race. I'll include a link to his YouTube channel in the description. This is Steve Nicholas Jr. This is Little Steve's dad. Nope, we haven't gotten a camera on him yet, but I hope to in the near future. Here comes Nathan Denson. He rocked the SECCA GoPro at Bradley Farms, and you know where to find that link. Second lap, I made it up this hill without too much trouble. The second hill is a different story.
Come on, let's go!
I can't see what's going on up on the hill, and against my better judgment, I decided to try it. Nope, it's blocked. Ricky followed me and he fell over into me and I got pulled back into Garrett Davis. Garrett ends up taking a tumble on the hill. I'm sorry about that, Garrett.
We're gonna have to go back down, Ricky. Like, there's no way. There's no way we're getting up from here, man. We're not gonna get started.
I'm getting turned around here and stop the video right there. Look at that line. It's so difficult to see clearly sometimes, but I should have jumped over into the woods there and made my way around. Instead, I went all the way down and back up this valley to get around. I lost 11 minutes there on that hill.
But by the way, move! Move further than that. I may wreck.
So at the end of the second lap, I'm still in 4th place in the C40 class.
There's a huge pile up on the hill. Y'all know about it? What place am I in? I'm good. What happened to Chase?
My camera battery died on the 3rd lap, but here are my lap times for the day. I finished 4th in the C40 class. I really should have been on the podium, but just made some bad decisions and spent too much time on that hill. Moved up to 2nd in the points for C40 for the season, with only one more race to go in November. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We now have a Facebook page where we post pictures, videos, and news you may or may not see on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, check it out and give our page a like. Our last race of the season is coming up in November at Monster Mountain in Tallahassee, Alabama. I always read your comments and I try to respond to most, so let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.